The protein bar aisle is getting crazy, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what are the best protein bars. Now, the protein bar industry is huge. You're talking $7 billion. And there's a new brand almost every single day that's popping up and putting a lot of marketing dollars saying, we have the best protein bar. Let's dive into some of the popular brands, and I'll tell you what I think. I'll show you some bad options, some really good options at the end, and honestly, what I think is the best option. Let's dive in. Overall, I am a fan of protein bars. Protein is basically the most important macronutrient in my opinion. Now, they're all important. You need your fats, you need your carbs. But if you aim to get more protein in, it's a very satiating macronutrient. It helps muscle recovery, skin health. It's generally a good idea. Most bars actually follow a similar recipe. You see a protein blend, usually of soybean or rice protein if they want to go plant-based. You then have some sugar and some grains. So this Luna bar, which I would say they're one of the more popular brands out there, pretty well known. You see right there, you see a protein grain blend. Oats, soy protein, rice flour, roasted soybeans, cane sugar. They have soybean oil, coming in at 8 grams of protein with a lot of ingredients. I'm not really a big fan of these. The protein bar industry saw pushback from these products that have a lot of ingredients, and a lot of heavily processed ingredients. And so companies started launching stuff like this, 5 real ingredients Lara Bar. Now, while I am a huge fan that this doesn't have artificial flavors, processed sugar, seed oils, this just doesn't have a lot of protein. 4 grams of protein at a little over $1 per bar. You're gonna have to eat 3 of these to get a decent dose of protein. So while it's a decent option, I think we can do better. And honestly, real quick, before I get into some good options, these Kind bars, I would honestly go with a Lara Bar over a Kind bar. They're very similar, except this uses more processed sugar. Now I'm going to rate some of the good protein bar options that I see out there. Rise bars get a 7 out of 10. 3 ingredients in here. We see almonds, honey, and whey protein isolate at $2.50 per bar with 18 grams of protein. This is a pretty good product. Now, I am a pretty big fan of most of Epic's products. This is a bar with bison, and they use pretty high quality meat. There's no harsh preservatives in here. There's only a few grams of sugar, and the sugar comes from dried cranberries, 7 grams of protein, and the only downside here is probably the price. You can get these in bulk and bring the price down, but usually they're around $3 per bar. I definitely have packed these when I'm going on a plane flight, something like that, but now I honestly go for the better option that I've found. 7 grams of protein, so you really need to eat 2 or 3 of these in my opinion. They taste pretty good. There's a variety of these things. You have like this beef barbacoa one. I like that one. Not really a fan of the spicy one. I tried the chicken one, I did not like it. The venison one is good, but it's just like the black pepper in it is a bit overpowering. Overall, Epic bars, I'm going to give a 6.5 out of 10. If you can find them in bulk for under $3, that's gonna bump that up to a 7.5 out of 10. Remember, real food is better than all this stuff. Even the really good options I'm gonna show you, real food is better. Now we're gonna combine 2 brands pretty much, and honestly, so many of the protein bars on this aisle follow this exact same recipe. Nuts and dates. Basically a combination of nuts, dates, maybe some fat. RX bars are a pretty decent option. The protein is largely coming from egg whites and nuts. $3, 12 grams of protein. Not crazy nutrient dense, because like a lot of the nutrients in eggs come from the egg yolk, so it's still good protein. The taste of these is I'm gonna give these a 6 out of 10. And this brand, Thunderbird, honestly follows pretty much the same recipe. Dates, almonds, cashews, cacao, coconut oil, Himalayan pink salt, and pecans. While I do eat those foods, I try to not make them like a main source of protein. Now, these are gonna get a lower rating than RX bars, because you're only talking 5 grams of protein at $2.59. We're gonna give these a 5 out of 10. Now we are going to get into some of the best options out there in terms of protein bars, quick protein snacks. These Prima Bars claim they're the first ancestral protein bar. So let's look at the ingredients. In here, we have a blend of bovine collagen and grass-fed whey protein concentrate. We have raw honey, beef tallow, and depending on the flavor, you'll have some cacao, some vanilla extract. Now keep in mind, this is organic raw honey. These are organic cacao nibs, organic cacao powder, organic coconut, and these are $3.30 per bar. At 16 grams of protein, I am pretty stoked with these. When I first saw them come out, I thought they were gonna be one of these overpriced things, which I'll show you something next that's really good, but it's just overpriced. These come in salted caramel, cacao, and mocha. My favorite is salted caramel. Let's do a taste test right here. These are a great protein bar texture. I've taken them on plenty of flights. My cameraman knows because he sees me eating these on the flight. He might steal a bite. My cameraman just said that I hoard these. This is true. This is how you know it's a good product. That is really good. Overall, I have to give these a 9.2 out of 10. The price at $3.39 per bar might be a little high for some people, but when you really look at the options here, you're gonna spend about $2.50 to $3 for a protein bar. So if you want something with really high quality ingredients, these are awesome. All right, now we have to talk about Carnivore Snacks. These are Joe Rogan's favorite thing. And they literally say that on their website, like Joe Rogan's favorite snack. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna be very honest, and I'm never gonna get free Carnivore Snacks because of this. This is the best tasting thing ever. Let me show you a piece of this. This is a real regenerative grass-fed, grass-finished ribeye, like a whole ribeye in a bag, thinly sliced. Like, that's just a random piece I brought up. The fat is so delicious. This might be the best thing ever. And when we talk about high quality, minimalist ingredients, nutrient dense foods, I mean, yes, this wins, of course. A 100% grass-fed ribeye with Redmond real salt. That's it. 10 out of 10 on taste, 10 out of 10 on nutrition, but price, and this is not their fault, guys. There's no way you can dehydrate a real ribeye and sell it for a crazy low price. That just wouldn't make sense. But these are super expensive. You're talking $35 a bag if you're buying like in bulk. So it's just too expensive for most people, but thought I'd throw that in there. And the last option I'll show you is actually probably the most nutrient dense, healthy, affordable, but it isn't a protein bar. But just hear me out, guys. Come here. And now, in my opinion, here's basically the best option for quick protein. Now, I know this can't always be done. You're going on a flight or whatever, but this really can be done often. What you do is you get some good grass-fed dairy. Maybe you put it in a Hydro Flask with a little bit of ice. You just pour a little bit in, just like that, which, depending on the dairy you use, is gonna be about 50 cents to $1. And then you get a big scoop of some high-quality protein. I'm using our grass-fed, grass-finished whey protein. Throw that in there just like that. You put a lid on it, and you shake it up. Now, I've just created something that is more nutrient-dense, more affordable often, and has way more protein than all of the bars that I showed. Salud. Delicious. Total cost for that is gonna be around $2 to $2.50. It's pretty damn easy to do. That's the thing, guys. I think a lot of people think like, oh, I need protein bars, which there is a time and a place for them. But having some dairy and something like this, quick scoop of protein powder, shake it up, it's oftentimes a 100% achievable thing. Let me know what your favorite option is below. What brands of protein bars did I miss that you want me to look into? Overall, get something without a bunch of artificial and heavily processed ingredients. Find something that tastes good to you and fits within your budget. Love you guys. Stay healthy, stay stoked. Follow me for more because I post helpful videos like this every single week. Lock in.